Today's guest is one half of possibly the most highly anticipated female bouts in the PCR's decorated history. We discuss Jenna's Muay Thai career, nursing, ghosts in the afterlife, holidays, Irish castles, walkout hits from the 80s, getting upgrades on international flights, as well as her lead-in and plans for after the April 22 event. Special thanks to PWR Fitness. Trainers Claire, Darren and Hayley have a wealth of experience and expertise and have created a supportive, inclusive community that allows you to achieve your physical, mental and emotional goals. Classes include strength and conditioning, boxing, pre and postnatal care, or maybe a bit of one-on-one from the PTs is more your thing. PWR Fitness, Abram Street, Balcatta. And a special thanks to PCR's major sponsor, Gobsmacked and Cablewise. So please welcome Jenna, the infamous Greer.
Yep.
When I saw you first, it was in week 2. And firstly, how different everyone looks, as we discussed before. Completely different. When I saw you, I was sitting there with Glenn and Nige leaning up against the ring. And I was saying to Glenn, there's a lot of people here. How are you going to cut this down? And he goes, and he's right, because obviously he's seen a lot of things. He said to me, he goes, you watch Who Wants to Be Here. He goes, I can tell you straight away. And he goes, he asked for someone to jump in and spar. And before he said it, he said, you watch, there'll be people who want to be here who will jump in straight away, and then there'll be other people who, I'm just wrapping my gloves, I'm just doing this, and they'll like delay it, not get in there. And they said, all right, we need someone to spar, and you jumped in straight away. And I went, oh, okay, let's see how this one pans out. Because the guy that was in there, who I think was Mason from memory, Mason Zuin.
Oh, yeah.
And I went, okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's see how this because Mason looked like he could handle himself. I said, this will be interesting. Let's see how this girl goes. And you went in there and just started throwing bombs. I went, oh, shit. This girl has come to play today. And this was week 2.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And I had no idea of your combat sport history.
Yeah.
Until I went through the photos. I think I do have a couple of photos here.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah. So you see me versing that girl. She doesn't look it there, but she was tall. She was a lot bigger than me. Obviously, right, we were the same weight category, but that was in Bunbury. Bunner. Yeah. And I remember thinking that was my first ever Muay Thai fight. And I remember saying to my coach at the time, Bill, that I said to him, he goes, Jenna, if you do one fight, you have to do 2. And
okay.
I remember, so that's what I thought, right? So I was like, at the time I was thinking, well, why is he telling me to do that?
Yeah.
And I had that fight. And then after that, I remember thinking that was the hardest thing I've ever done.
How many rounds?
At the time, I'm pretty sure that was 3 as well. 3, or it could have been
still, it's a long.
It was it is long in the ring. And I remember she was like of Maori descent. And I think,
tough.
and I think maybe she had some, maybe Indigenous as well.
Yeah.
And I was scared. Like, I tell you that much. There was fear in my eyes.
Headgear?
Yeah, we had headgear. You also had like a sort of like a chest plate as well.
Yeah.
You had elbow pads because they're your first fights. You got to try and get off all your pads. The more fights you have. And I remember going in there thinking, if I don't fight, I'm going to die. So I won, obviously.
How many years ago was that? There we go. That's nearly 12 years ago. I'm just trying to calculate 415 weeks. I said 12 first.
Like in 2015.
Okay.
2015, yeah.
That is a while. That's incredible.
Hard work. And then and so then I went on to doing another fight, and I was probably weighing in my 60s back then. So but I had to get down into my 60s. Hard work. And then I did my second fight, and then I realised why Bill had asked me to do 2 fights, because I remember I was mentally, you know what you're getting yourself into.
Okay.
I think
you're more prepared for the second one.
You're more prepared, but also you know that you've got to really try, if that makes sense. Like you got to, because you know what to expect. Your first one, you're going in blind, you don't know what to expect.
This has got to be a massive benefit for you. Saturday week. Saturday week.
I don't know. It's hard because you don't know what's going to happen on the night, right? So you can say, I'm so prepared. I've trained twice a day for the last 8 weeks. You could say, you know, I've eaten properly. I've been off alcohol. I've done everything I can, but you don't know what's going to happen in the ring. And
don't know.
No, you don't know. No.
But there's a little bit how many Muay Thai fights did you have?
2.
Even having those 2, it's got to put you in a good spot.
I think so, but the sports are two totally different sports. I know everyone always says, oh, but you're in the ring and, you know, but you still punch, and it's not. It's like they're just totally different. Like it's more, boxing's technical. Muay Thai is a bit different because you're throwing your elbows, your knees, your kicks. I love it. But obviously,
do you still do it?
No, because I had a injury with my wrist and then my back, and then I sort of stopped altogether. Like stopped boxing, stopped Muay Thai, and then Bill, he retired. He still still refs and all that sort of stuff. So and then I was like, nah, I think I need to just go back to normal gym, look after my body. I'm getting too old for this.
How's that? I slept wrong the other day and woke up, felt like I needed the physio.
Yeah.
Remember what you could put your body through?
You could do so much in your early 20s and your teens, so much. And
you don't appreciate it.
Now it's like, oh my, twinge in my shoulder or twinge in my hand, and I
stood wrong.
Yeah, back's always sore. Never stops.
Your opponent is Casey the Wild Rose Groves.
Yeah.
When I first heard, let me take you back. When I first heard that Casey was going to be fighting, which is Nigel's sister, I did some research on Casey, and I did see as well she has a bit of experience in the combat sport industry, in the combat sport field. And I thought it's a big move to get Nigel's sister in here, Nigel being the head coach of the red team. And I was thinking, I hope... I shouldn't say that. I'll say it. I thought they were going to get someone that would not be an easy fight, but Casey would go in as the heavy favourite. I thought that they would maybe get someone, not to protect Casey, because she definitely doesn't need protection, but I didn't know how it was going to go, who they were going to match them up with. And then I saw you fight, and I went, both you guys, this fight, I can't wait. I'm actually more excited about this fight than any of the other ones.
Well, I think in terms of what you just said, that everyone's had different experiences. So people have done things previously. Yeah. So obviously I haven't done an amateur boxing fight before, but I've obviously had experience. So, you know, from training since I was 16 up until now into my 30s. So you are constantly like evolving. So if you've trained and held pads and all that sort of stuff, then you probably are going to be more experienced than the girls. Some of the girls haven't even held pads or done any sort of boxing. So it's amazing to see like how far people go in the journey as well. I find it a little bit more difficult if the more experience you have, like you're always learning from other people, but you have bad habits. Yeah. So my bad habits, you know, it takes me a long time to untrain those bad habits that I've been doing for 10 plus years, if that makes sense.
But due to these fights being all so close, I think a lot of it comes down to the mental side of things.
Yes.
And you two are both prepared mentally for this. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before we kick off, I'm going to also go into your work. You're a nurse.
Yes, I am.
In my opinion, one of the most underappreciated, overworked. I'm a big fan of nurses. I'm not just saying that. Tell me about your work.
Wow. So I've been nursing since I finished pretty much, my uni degree. So
Fiona Stanley?
Not from the get-go because Fiona Stanley wasn't open then, but I've been, since Fiona Stanley opened, I've been at Fiona Stanley and working across Freo as well. Because
they're too busy. They're too busy hospitals there.
They are. They're super busy. You've got, so they're like considered brother sister hospitals. So I think when Fiona Stanley opened, they shut down a lot of the specialties from both Royal Perth and Fremantle and sort of made Fiona Stanley to be like the state of the art, the new hospital.
Yeah.
But obviously you'll probably know that the hospital's always in black status, meaning that they're always full and you're needing more beds and there's always bed pressure, etc. in the hospital system. So I don't know if shutting down specialties at those other main hospitals was a really smart idea in terms of what the health department decided to do. So
just we're going on here. Let me talk about that generous one-off payment that you guys got.
I know, yeah. So what was it, $3,000?
$3,000.
I think in my account I just cleared in my hand over 1,300. It was just over 1,300. Taxed. It's always taxed, and everyone thinks that nurses are crying poor basically, but yeah, it got taxed. So don't get me started about the government. So I'm not going to get into that.
How many years have you been doing it?
13, 14 years.
How do you handle some of the stuff you see?
I currently work in palliative care, so that's my jam. And so even before that, it was oncology, hematology. So you do your job because you love it, right? So you can't undo the things that you see. Definitely there's some hectic things that you come across, and you have some crazy emergencies, and but you just don't let them affect you. I always try and debrief. I think if you're a nurse, you would totally understand that only kind of a nurse would understand what you've been through. I used to say to the girls, we went to war today and we've come out the other side. Because generally speaking, that's what it's like. It's hard work. And when my dad's mum, when my nana was alive, she was a nurse. So I could always debrief to her because she truly understood what it was like, even though it was, she was in her 90s when she passed away, but our bond over nursing was still the same. It just doesn't change nursing. So technology changes, but the essence of nursing doesn't change. So, debriefing, having time to myself. I am an extrovert, but I'm also an introvert as well. So I like being by myself, doing things that actually chill me out a little bit as well. When I've been, because you're obviously around people with lots of emotions all the time, and so you try not to pull all that into you as well. So downtime is really big for me as well. Travel.
There doesn't seem to be, only from what I see, there doesn't seem to be a big turnover with nursing. It seems like it's a job where the people I know who are nurses, they've got into nursing and then they've almost evolved, maybe gone into different fields, but they've always stuck with nursing. Yeah,
because you go in, so for me, for example, I went into nursing because purely that's all I ever wanted to be, right? Always wanted to help people. I feel like I am a people's person. I like to really be there for them when they're going through these really emotionally hard journeys, and you always try and do that little bit extra for them, on the ward. It's if someone said to you, I really, they're devastated about something, you go above and beyond because that's what you've chosen to do, right? I always think if it was my mum or my dad or my brother in that situation, how would I want them to be treated? And that's honestly how I go into work every day, and that's what I always think.
That must be extremely hard to maintain, though, for a long duration, as in over many years, because wouldn't you not get bitter, but wouldn't you almost have to turn yourself off to that?
No, well, I wouldn't say I don't turn myself off. Obviously there's some days are good days and there's some days that are bad days. I think with any job, you have great days and you have bad days. I think sometimes it's the system that gets you down. It's not so much the work in itself. You do the work because you love it. You do it because whatever reason it was that you got into nursing. For me, it's because I really wanted to be a nurse, and I'm so passionate about, caring for my patients and having the best outcomes for them. But it's a system, and we're working in a broken system, and I don't think it's ever going to get fixed. Like, the things that nurses are complaining about now are the same things that nurses were complaining about 13, 14 years ago. It's just that when I was a baby nurse, I had my little rose-coloured glasses on, and you just didn't see all that sort of stuff. But now, I can see it for what it is, and you're just one of many. So as soon as you leave, or if you leave your job, there's a replacement there. You're not considered valued. I don't think you're considered valued.
You're just disposable to them.
Yeah.
That is a shame.
But not to your colleagues, your mates, who I just said, you go to work with and you work with them every day, and your manager and stuff like that. Absolutely, you're loved by them, But yeah, the whole system within itself, absolutely, you're disposable.
Being in palliative care, is that the same as, would you call it end-of-life care?
So that's a part of what we do, and I love telling people that, because it's trying to break the stigma for palliative care. So we try to promote quality of life. So we look after anyone with a life-limiting illness. We can help them through any part of their journey. So, for example, if someone had cancer, we could help with physical symptoms, so like pain management, or if they had nausea or breathlessness, or, we look after people with chronic health conditions as well, so heart failure, COPD, just things like that. And so so it's not just physical, it's psychosocial stuff, practical things. So, do they have their legal matters, or have they done their will? Do they have an EPA, EPG?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a very comprehensive care. Yeah,
so it's holistic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just looking at the person for their disease, which is what a lot of the areas where you work. So it's looking at them as a person, and so what's important to them for whatever time they have left.
And from what I saw, there was 4 levels of palliative care as well. So do you try to, with the treatment that you give them, is it in the hope that they can, say, move out of the hospital and move to home and continue with the palliative care? Oh,
absolutely. Yeah. So we always try and so for example, I always say we like to run along, if someone was still having treatment, for example, if you say cancer again, I use that as a good example, because you can still have chemotherapy and have active treatment, but, we can run alongside them and we can help them for whatever. So we still have people that come into outpatient clinic, and we still catch up with them in terms of them to see what they do need. So if people do go, so you can have palliative care in hospital, you can have it at home, you can have it in the inpatient palliative care units, you can have it in the prison. So you can everywhere. You can have palliative care everywhere.
How's the support you get for people that struggle, people that work in your industry that struggle with some of the things they've seen?
So you have the employee assistance program, which I don't know how many people access it. It would be actually super interesting to find that out, statistical wise, because I've never accessed it. But, in terms of me looking after myself, I definitely, you have to look after yourself. I believe that everyone needs a little bit of extra help every now and again. Psychologist, psychiatrist, you name it. I've been there, done that. So, life coach still, I always, believe in all that sort of stuff to try and get help, because you're always going to need it.
You are, and it's good that there's not that stigma attached to it like there used to be.
Nah, totally not.
How did you find, this is just from my experience, obviously I haven't seen the level of what you call it is, I guess, death as you have. I was able to deal with, because I have been exposed to quite a few, I was able to deal with all of them until I saw one where I didn't just see the actual death, but I saw the aftermath, in the sense of the pain that it caused the family and the friends. And that's what got me. That's what seemed to affect me more than the 50 previous deaths that I'd seen. Just seeing what the family do. How do you go? Because in your field, obviously you are dealing with people over a longer period of time, not a short incident. So you get to see all the family and how they're dealing with the possibility of losing a family member or a friend. Does that stuff affect you?
Definitely. Like sometimes, with anything, I guess you build like certain rapport and different rapport with different patients and families, right? So different things can hit home a little bit harder. I think as well, like in terms of like the circumstances. So are they younger kids in the family? Is it a younger person? Can you relate to that a little bit more? I think if you relate to it a little bit more, then it tends to hit you a little bit more as well.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't have kids. No, I love them though.
Other people's.
I love them so.
Hand them back.
Yeah, 100%. Everyone will tell you like all my friends have kids, and I'm just like, yeah, Auntie Jenna. So yeah, I love it. Yeah.
A couple of days babysitting, you go, yeah, I might hold off a little bit longer.
Yeah, no, that's enough. I was like, I was around them for too long. I'm like, too much for me.
You mentioned that you're into kinesiology crystals.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, nice. I like this. You are on the complete. You take up the whole spectrum here, because on one side it appears you've got sort of modern Western medicine.
Yep.
Where everything seems to be treated by some over-the-counter drug. And then on the other side, you've got more this almost like a spiritual, holistic side of things. So you take into account everything.
Yeah, 100.
So not narrow-minded at all. I love it. Tell me about it.
No, I'm definitely not narrow-minded. I think...
Not narrow-minded. That was a wrong choice of words. I was at... I know some people have tunnel vision going, if you're sick, take these tablets. And that seems to be... Should we talk about the COVID jab or anything? Let's stay out of that one.
Let's not get into that.
Let's go on.
That's well gone.
Let's go on.
No, so in terms of like, I think, you know, I think we sort of just discussed before. So like part of what I've been doing is about being holistic, and for me, like, you know, a little bit whimsical in the sense that like I truly believe in like spirits and that side of things, and I always have. And you could ask me if I've ever had some stories to tell you, and absolutely, like,
have you ever seen a ghost?
I've not seen an actual ghost, as in terms of like a shadow or something, but you know, I've been at work before, previous to Fiona Stanley, and, you know, I'd be on night shift and I'd be...
In the hospital?
In the hospital.
Oh, jeez.
And I'd be, like, sitting, you know, you'd done your rounds and you finally get to have a little bit of a break, and you'd sit down, and then the nursing bell would go off, and I'd get up and I'd go to that room, and I was like, oh, it's an empty room. And so then...
Jeez.
And so then you'd go, I'd get, like, the goosebumps, and I'd be like, oh...
Which hospital? You don't have to say. Royal Perth?
No. I worked in the private sector before Fiona Stanley.
I won't talk about the hospital then, just in case.
It's a bit of a sore spot. No, anyone who knows me will know what hospital I'm referring to. So, so I went in, I'd turn the bell off, I'd go back, sit down, it'd go off again. So, all right, get back up. I'd go back in there, and then I'd be like, turn it off, and then go back out within like a couple minutes, go off again. So then everyone would think, well, isn't that just an electrical fault?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no, it's not an electrical fault. So the other girls were like, Jenna, you need to go back in there and tell it, like, to stop doing that. Like, whoever it is, to just say, like, please.
I think someone was setting you up, maybe.
Nah. So I went back in there, and I was like talking to the person in there, whoever was doing it. I was like, can you please stop? It's starting to freak me out now, blah, blah, blah. And I turned it off, and I stayed in there for a little bit, and then I like left, and then it completely like didn't do it until maybe 10 minutes. So then I had to go back.
Mm. Did you feel scared?
I did feel scared. And then I said it like really firmly, like, you need to stop doing this because I'm getting freaked out now, you know, blah, blah, blah. Turned it off and never came back on.
You brought the mum voice out, did you?
Yeah, brought the mum voice out. And like, you know, some of the other girls, you know, they saw like, some like a little child once in a room. There was no child. There's many stories like people have seen like shadows across some of the patients, like the windows and stuff. Like, yeah, it's crazy. And even like in terms of like, well, I was super close to my nan that passed away, and she was the best. And when she passed away, she died at Charlie's, and Dad was with her, but me and Mum, we were at home. And so we went back to the hospital, obviously, to say our goodbyes. And then when Dad was like, oh, I'll drop you back home, you know. And I was like, yeah. And so Dad and I, it was like 5 a.m. It was real bizarre. It was like October, and there was a bit of rain that morning. It was a bit grim that morning. And then we were driving on the freeway, just about to get off Erindale, because I live in Stirling, so get off Erindale exit. But as we were just there, this white owl was like literally flew past like our window in the
white owl,
bright as white.
Jeez, yeah.
And Dad and I were just we were so tired and exhausted. We just looked at each other and we were like, that has to be Nana. I was like, that has to be Nana. Like that is, you would never get that anywhere else. Mm. And so Dad was like, oh yeah, you know. But then Dad now, he's like, yeah, but did you see that owl? It was like, its head was like looking at us. I was like, I know, Dad, like 100%, you know. And there's been other times, you know, when I've been talking about Nan, like when I was in Broome with for my friend's 40th, and it was really this in-depth conversation in the room, and the lights were flickering once I brought up my Nana.
These lights start going.
Yeah, I know. Come on, Nan. Come on, Nan.
This is a peaceful room, Nan. Please. I'm struggling with this stuff. I get a bit tense.
Come on, Nan. Nah. Sure.
If these lights start flickering, I'm going to have a problem. How do people react when you tell them these stories? Because I know there's still people that are very... don't believe in it. Maybe it's the unknown, but in turn they can be often critical of people that tell these stories or have these beliefs.
Oh yeah, I just each to their own, right? So like,
I believe. Yeah. Don't worry.
No, that's right. Like my dad's a bit like, oh, you know, come on now. Like he kind of needs a bit of proof to be able to believe things, but I'm just like, Dad, you have to believe it. There has to be something else. Has to be. You know, like what happens when we die? Like, you know, like I would like to believe that I am coming back.
Coming back to haunt those people.
I don't know if I'm coming back as a female or a male, or if I'm coming back as an animal or a tree. I don't know what the hell I'm coming back as, but if I come back, I'm back.
You'll know. Yeah. You'll know when I'm back.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you'll know.
Oh, I do believe in it. A very quick story is I didn't believe in it. I often thought, oh, people are dreaming. Maybe it's just because I was too scared to believe in it. But I was in the UK and I used to work at this place, and it was like 3 levels down. Like I used to work in the kitchen, and I had to go through this place. And so by the bottom, it was pitch black. You know, you can imagine, you know what it's like over there.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing it in the daytime, and I remember going down the stairs, and then it's pitch black, and I remember a push door, and I had 6 steps, walk forward, and the light switch was there. So the last, say, 10 metres or so was pitch black, can't see a thing. Mm-hmm. I know. Still, it was weird. I wasn't scared when it happened. I was just surprised. I couldn't get scared. Anyway, so I've walked down there, and I've come down these stairs, and no one, like there's maybe one other person up on the top floor. So I'm walking down the stairs to the kitchen, just happy to be at work. And I'm coming down there, and I know, and it's weird, it's black, but I have my eyes closed as well. And I'm reaching out, and I don't know what I've done, but I can't find the light switch, like I can't find the wall. And I swear, to this day, someone's grabbed my hand Not hard, just grabbed it, moved it, and put it straight on the light switch, turned it on, no one there.
Yeah.
And since then, I've gone, but it was weird. I wasn't scared, but I could feel it the same as
someone touching you.
Yeah, I could feel the fingers and put it straight on top of it and sort of pushed it on it, flicked the light on, no one there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm going, geez, something's up here.
Yeah.
Oh, Nan's here. Nan's showing me where the lights are.
Someone's obviously died in there and
I'm cooking food in there.
Guiding you to the light. Freaky, isn't it?
It is.
But it's amazing as well. Like, I think, people get freaked out about it. But I just think, it's really cool. Like, don't fear. Like, don't fear it.
What are we talking about today? Jeez.
Getting all deep.
Yeah, how funny is it? Why don't you stay on topic? You're just supposed to be talking about the PCR. And here we are talking about everything. Tell me, travel.
Yes.
Is travel your decompression, your de-stressing?
Yes, 100%. I need to have something to look forward to. I've always been like that. And I think if I don't, then I start, look at all that beautiful
This is a recent trip.
Yeah, well, that was in...
They're around Chrissy.
But just before Chrissy. So Sean and I, he hadn't seen his family.
That's your partner, Sean?
Yeah.
Oh, good-looking rooster.
He's Irish.
He's a good man?
He is a bloody legend.
He looks like a legend.
He is so genuine. Probably, I'll put it out there, my nicest boyfriend or partner that I've had.
Good on you, Sean.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereabouts is he from?
He's from Ireland. He's from East Cork.
Nice.
Yeah.
My family. That's original. And I've got to bring something up about that. Keep going.
Oh, and so he hadn't seen his family for like 3.5 years because of COVID.
He did it tough.
He did it really tough. He'd lost, his, I think one of his grandparents during that time. And he said it was just so hard. And for him to go back and see family, it was really good because I hadn't met his family. Like, I'd met his family like from FaceTime and all that sort of stuff.
It's not the same, is it?
No, it's not the same. Well, it was, you know what? And then I met his family and you can just see then like what kind of makes that person who they are, if that makes sense,
I gotcha.
Yeah, so like his mum, that's her in that picture with his little his little nephew. His mum, she's a nurse. And she's great. She's like so great. And his dad's just completely like switched on with his own business and stuff like that. So they're amazing.
That's great. How long have you been with Sean?
Nearly 2 years.
It's getting serious.
Yeah, getting serious, not serious. Nah, it is. It is serious. Yeah.
Good on you. I did see. Oh, look at the happy couple there. I did see here. You mentioned here. Is this the castle?
So this is actually So, that is the Castle Martyr. Sean will tell me off for not pronouncing things right. But we ended up staying in that, which is like a resort. His mum and dad bought us a night for like Chrissy, which was amazing, expensive. We also had like a dinner and stuff there as well, but beautiful. Like those gardens. Like, where do you get that here?
You don't get that here.
You don't get it here.
No.
Like, I'd been to Ireland before, but I hadn't been down to like Cork and the west. We did the west coast as well. So
the hot part of Ireland down at Cork.
Yeah, freezing, and it was so dark in the morning. Still, like people, like his mum's like, "You're not going to still get up at like 6 a.m. I was like, yes, I am. I'm going to the gym and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And it was still dark at like
pitch
8.
Black. 9:30.
9. Sean was like, this is what it's like, Jenna. I was like, oh, I didn't realise.
Okay. The reason you mentioned the castle here, I have brought this up many times. I've always wanted to live in a castle, buy a castle and live in a castle. Now, tell me if I'm crazy here, because a lot of people say I am. Funnily enough, I found a castle in Cork, Ireland.
Yeah.
Here we go. Check out these photos. Now. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the castle, all right? It may be a little fixer-upper, okay? You've got see that there? That's for the archers.
Yeah.
That's for people to stand there and guard in case anyone comes in.
Yep.
Okay, 1636. Got a few years on it. It's a blank slate, I believe.
Yep.
You're into renos?
I would love to say yes, but no.
Imagine that.
But it has potential.
It has so much potential. Now, the point I'm trying to make, because a lot of my friends give me a hard time about this stuff.
Do they?
Yeah, they say you're not living in a castle. All right, this castle here is £800,000.
Yeah.
800,000 euro.
Euro.
Which is equivalent to 1.3 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like you go, I'm going to buy a castle, and people think these castles are not affordable. These things are affordable. I did a comparison to someone around this area. Okay, I'm not going to bring this house up just in case. This one here is just down the road.
Yeah.
This one here, I won't put the photo up in case the owners here don't like what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
This one here,
land size,
319 square metres, where you could go to Cork, buy a castle.
Yeah.
And where is in here? It's like 9,000. Where are we here?
Oh, yeah, there
you got 9,100 for the same price.
Why wouldn't you do that?
And you're in a castle.
Exactly.
And it's a blank slate. Exactly. What happens if you buy this place in Mount Lawley and you go, I don't like the finishings?
No,
know?
You'd have to completely do up any place that you pretty much buy anyways. I think it's crazy.
I don't like that kitchen.
What's that thing on that?
What the hell is that?
What is that? Is that a leaf?
I can imagine the smell in this place. Anyway, let's not bag this place out because I might actually know that person selling the house.
Do?
I said, no, I probably do.
I think buying a castle would be a great idea. There's so much potential. And I said to Sean, I was like, even in Ireland you can buy the houses, and the land is just, it's for what you can get over there, what you get here is just, you can't compare.
And those pastures are lush as well.
Oh,
those
it's
green,
beautiful.
lush pastures.
It's beautiful.
So good.
It's beautiful. But why do the Irish come to Australia?
I don't know. Because it's different?
I think so.
They come here for the weather.
I think it's the weather.
But how do you find the weather here?
Oh, it's changed.
It's too hot. It's too hot for me.
Don't you reckon it's changed? When we were kids, I could remember when it was winter, we would be out and it'd be raining every day and jumping in the puddles. And now, you might get a bit of rain in winter, but then you get some sun and then you get some little bit of rain again and not much rain. And it's changed so much.
It's inconsistent.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent. And the heat, when it's really hot,
it gets hot.
It's too hot. Yeah, for me, even it's too hot. And I was brought up here, so.
I was talking to Leah about this the other day. How good would this be? I know we can't change it because it's the weather, but how good would it be if each season lasted 1 month?
Wow.
How good would that be?
That'd be
you have your heat,
yeah,
and then it just gets to the end, you go, I'm sick of this heat. Banks straight into autumn, and then you got your rain. Imagine that.
Oh, it'd be good.
How good would that be?
Yeah.
3 summers a year, 3 winters a year?
Oh, it'd be perfect. And then they're all split up.
Be the dream.
Come on.
Why can't we change this? Can we vote on this?
Yeah.
How good would that be?
That'd be amazing. Amazing.
Should we get on to this PCR?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
We've been going an hour 11.
Yeah, sick.
Oh, no, hang on. What am I looking at? Wrong time.
No, you're not.
53 minutes.
Yeah,
We've been going a while. We've been gas bagging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Your sponsor.
Oh, my sponsor, Power Fitness, PWR. PWR Fitness. They are located in Balcutta. So you've got Claire, you've got Hayley, and you've got Daz, who are the coaches and who own the business.
Yeah.
And I love them all immensely. So strength and conditioning plus boxing at the gym. For me, I've always liked to do a little bit of everything. So a little bit of strength and conditioning, and also I love my martial arts and boxing and stuff like that. So I needed to find myself a gym when my other gym closed. I needed to find somewhere else that I was going to really enjoy, and so I decided to try out Power Fitness and loved it. I love the guys. I love the community. I love the strength and conditioning programming. It's not just you're doing these types of exercises. There's always structure to it, and they do blocks, and then you do your boxing as well. Everyone can do the boxing. It's not just for advanced people. There's advanced classes and there's not so advanced. So
not so beginner classes.
More so like boxing fitness, I would say. So you're all in it together, regardless. You're all trained still together, and I love that about gyms. You're all at different levels. You can help people. You don't have to be great or not good and all that sort of stuff. So
It's good that you feel comfortable there because some of the gyms, I'm not saying the gym I go to, but I am saying the gym I go to. If someone isn't taking up a mirror, taking an Instagram photo or having a sour look on their face, oh my God, it's a fashion show the whole time. Anyway, I'm not going to be critical of my gym. I'm not going to name the gym, but they know who they are.
Look, that to me, like I'm not into that myself. So if, totes to the people that are, like, if you have the confidence to go in and do your selfies and in front of the mirrors and all that sort of stuff. But for me, I've never been like that, and I don't see myself ever doing that or being a part of a gym that's like that, to be fair.
What about the people that put their drink on one machine, the towel on the other machine, stand by the third machine and aren't using it because they're doing something? They're on their phone or something. Makes me sick.
Makes me
irate.
Whoever does that, you need to be my challenger in the PCR because I would knock you out. That's how much it annoys me.
You did get a message from the people at Power Fit. Is it PWR Fitness or Power Fitness?
Yeah. I say Power Fitness, but then obviously it is PWR.
PWR Fitness.
Yeah.
They did want to mention they are a strength and conditioning gym.
Yeah.
Along with boxing and pre and postnatal. I'm going to get into that in a sec.
Oh yeah.
So Jenna was able to work on her craft and let us help her with strength and leading. I'm reading this so badly. Apologies to PWR.
I think I could read it better than you.
I know. If anyone wants to visit PWR Fitness, you can find out more on their website, which is www.pwrfitness.com.au. Jeez, you're making me nervous. Tell Jenna we're in her corner. Super proud of her and her hard work. Can't wait to see her in action. That comes from the PWR crew.
I love them.
Good on you, PWR.
They're amazing. Yeah. Bunch of legends.
The pre and postnatal care. That's what I saw. That's what I love. And I just, only because I've seen, wasn't until I was around people with children. I believe my wife has a couple. But seeing friends who do go through some postnatal blues, is that the correct term?
Yeah, postnatal depression.
Postnatal depression. It's a real thing, and I didn't ever doubt it, but I see the importance of doing things like getting back into the gym and fitness and just being around people, how important that is. And these guys focus on pre and postnatal training.
Super important.
Important.
I think, it's good. It's a lot of gyms obviously don't have that. You can say to yourself, I'm going to go back to the gym. I'm going to have a baby. Make sure I'm training pre-baby.
That'd be some specialist training with pregnant ladies.
Oh, right. Because you need to know, like, what
or men.
What?
Sorry, no, I don't know if you identify as I don't know what the go is with that. I try to say respectfully, but
he, she, or they.
Yeah, if you're a pregnant person.
Yeah, if you're a pregnant person, you need to know what exercises you should and shouldn't be doing. Right? Like if I was pregnant, 100%, like I would be going to Power Fitness and I would be trying to figure out what movements I'm allowed to be doing, because you can't just be smashing out what you used to be smashing out. You got to be careful. But also afterwards, like you said, I think, I've had obviously a lot of my friends that have had children, and it's not smooth sailing. Like, it's not at all.
Some people do it well, but some people struggle.
Oh, 100%. And I think, like having that community and having something to do for yourself is really important. And obviously, like, some of the girls go there and they still take their children there, and it's great. They don't have a creche, but that's okay, because you don't need that, because you're going there because for you, right?
Yeah.
You don't need that. Other places you've got creches and stuff like that where the children, you put them in
the children get colds and everything the whole time. Yeah. Every time I took my kids there, they came home with something.
Yeah.
It's like IKEA, that ballroom in IKEA. Someone's got to clean that thing up. Jesus. I'm having flashbacks here.
Oh, what did they come back with? Ham, foot and mouth?
They just, I don't know.
Monkeypox.
That ball pit at IKEA. Someone just dust that with Glen 20, for the love of God. Sorry, keep going. They don't have a creche? But what do the kiddies do while you're there? They hold pads?
No, so sometimes like the girls will like hold the kids for them like while they're still training, but not for everyone, right? Like you're not going to take 10 of you take all your children there.
Yeah.
But like that's what I'm trying to say. So it's like a time for, you know, you for yourself, like if you've had your child to start doing something for you. Like a lot of mums, you know, speaking from, you know, experience not, but a lot of people, you know, that identity that you've had pre-child, you've kind of lost it, right? Because you now got something that's attached to you all the time, and you need all the time, and you need space. Like you need to be able to fill your cup up, so then you can come back and give 110%. That's what I think. That's why I think it's amazing.
It's hard because you sort of feel like unless you're giving your child 100% of your attention the whole time, you're not doing the job. And then that's not good for yourself, is it?
No, you need 100%. You need to be looking after yourself.
Beautiful. I do like that. That's what got me, even though I'm obviously not involved in the pre or postnatal side of things.
Surely you did some classes. Surely.
I did. I tried to help. I was more a hindrance. I made the effort, but I'm not that good at it. But the fact that it's the first gym I've seen, I'm sure there are others that do it, but first gym I've seen that actually promotes or almost markets the fact that they do focus on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah, they are the best gym. And that's what I'm trying to say. The trainers themselves, they each have their, like Daz just ran 112 kilometers for that ultra marathon. Like they're just all like
have their
specialty. Yeah. Haley lifts like super heavy and she's so great, and Claire's just like, she's amazing. Like, she's so strong and she's so, and they just, each of them bring their own niche to that gym, and that's what makes it so amazing, I think, because you can relate to each of them, and you kind of look at them. I look at them and I think, they're amazing. Like they inspire me to be
good
better.
People?
Amazing. Yeah.
That's what you need.
Easy going. Yeah.
And they're going to be there on the night?
Absolutely. Yeah. Daz has been helping me as well. He's been holding pads and getting me ready as well. He'd just been on a holiday, so I've had 2 weeks without him, and training in Borogoon has been at Counterbalance has been exhausting.
The drive?
It's not, no, because it's close to work, so it's actually been...
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah, so it's actually been great, like in terms of work-wise, like being super close, like finishing work. But I'm an early morning trainer.
I didn't notice that when you requested to start here at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm up
Jesus.
super early all the time. I love going to the gym early. So for me, training in the evenings has been a real big slog.
What time do you go to bed?
Well, so usually I'm like 9:30.
That's fine.
But like... finishing training, getting home at like 8:30 at night, I'm so wired that I've been staying up until after midnight and then still trying to get up super early. So I've been like lacking sleep, been on edge. I'm like, I'm getting to the end of like, I'm exhausted.
Into your tether.
I'm exhausted, yeah. And I study part-time as well.
Okay. What do you study?
So I'm just finishing my graduate diploma for palliative care. So I'm just doing my DIP.
You're really into this, aren't you?
Yeah, which I've put on the back burner slightly. I'm doing an assignment at the moment, and I'm like really slowly trying to. Like I said to Glenn, I said to Nige when we crossed paths yesterday, I said, I haven't even started that assignment. And he goes, haven't you? I said, no. He goes, you should ask for an extension. And I was like, I just want to get it done. Like, it's not just one. I've got like heaps to do. So,
have you used Chat GPT?
Oh, wow! I never heard of this.
It is something else.
But my dad just told me about this not long ago. But I'm a bit of a like a nerd. Like in terms of like, I don't want to get done for plagiarism or.
You don't 10% change it. It's not plagiarism.
Oh.
Dead serious.
Oh, and then my brother was telling me on the weekend there's something called Bing AI.
Oh, yeah.
And he reckons it's even like this, I don't know, he was saying that it's probably a little bit better. And I was like, why have I not known about this?
It's gonna change the way things are done.
Oh, you could even for example, write a resignation letter. I wonder then what the unis are going to do with all the plagiarism stuff.
It is an absolute raw at the moment. But if you change 10%, it's not plagiarism.
Oh, I find it. So even for me, going from, uni however long ago, and then you didn't have a thing called Turnitin where you had to put your work into to see if you're less than 30% to then paraphrase how you say things. I struggled. So when I came back to doing study, I struggled because I was like, they're like, yeah, you need to rephrase. One of the lecturers told me that my grammar needed work, and she wrote this real condescending on my first assignment back at uni. She basically wrote something like, for example, let's eat grandma, versus putting a comma with an exclamation mark, let's eat grandma. I was like, okay, who are you and why are you telling me to do that? So
condescending. People love a bit of that, don't they?
Oh, so anyways, I struggled, and I still struggle to sit. And I'm the biggest procrastinator. I'll be looking out the window. Oh, there's a bird. Oh, it's sunny out there today. Oh, I should do some gardening. Look at the weeds. I'm the worst.
You can borrow my login. Get this done. Yeah. Knock these assignments off in no time. Let's get back into this.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me why you applied, because you have a very special reason behind this.
Very special story. So my friend Blake Ashworth, he died it was in actually 2021. He battled brain cancer 10 times. And I remember a couple years ago when he was still battling away, and he was doing the March Charge, raising money for the Cancer Council, and I kept thinking, well, you know what, I'm gonna get onto Perth Corporate Rumble, and I'm gonna get, this is, I think at the time they were talking about, having a charity, your own charity, and I was like, yeah, and I'm gonna raise money and I'm gonna give it to Blake. So he was still doing, during even, with his last sort of diagnosis, he was still doing so much, telling people to, donate blood, and he was also, doing the March Charge and all this sort of stuff. And I was like to him, well, I'm going to do Perth Corporate Rumble, and I'm going to raise money and I'm going to give it to you. And he was like, no, Jenna, you're not going to do that. Like, yeah, I am. And he was fully supportive of me getting back into boxing. And then I didn't apply, or I just wasn't maybe all things were happening. And then, and then he passed away the year sort of after that. And I after that I was like, right, I'm going to get back into this, and that's my reason why. So he's my reason.
So you've made a full transformation since this, just with your focus, with your training, and really. So you've been thinking about this this isn't just something you woke up one day, go, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then you start, and then you just got in.
Nah.
This has been planning.
Oh, this is a plan, absolutely.
Look at Casey.
She's strong, mate. So
can't wait for this fight.
She's great. She's so humble as well, and she's a hard hitter. So I'm also okay. So I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, and I've just always always got heaps going on. The life of Jenna is chaotic, and so I probably do my best when I'm under a lot of pressure. So hence why I work full time, studying part time, training. That's what people do. When they train, they give up all their stuff to train, but you can't when you have a life, right? So you've got to make things work for you. So that's what I've been doing, just working really, really hard, and training really hard as well. I'm exhausted for it, but it's going to be great.
It's come around so quick.
So quick. Can't wait.
As of today, this won't go up today, but as of today, 12 days.
I know. Not long, hey?
That is not long at all.
I know. It's exciting.
You got your dress and everything sorted for afterwards?
Oh, look, Yeah, so I ordered something online, so I'm the worst for it because I actually need to try on things. Like, I don't know why I did this. Like, I bought it online. I'm waiting for it to arrive.
Please tell me it wasn't from Wish.com or anything.
Nah, Shein or something like that. Nah, like I got it. It's coming from, it actually is coming from Myers, but I was like, I just don't have time to get anything. Like, I don't have time to, we're training at like 10 or 11 o'clock on the weekend. So like half your day is gone already and then I've got to be doing other things. So
what time's your training today?
10.
You got to be there at 10.
Yeah, it's all right.
Jeez, all right.
Don't worry.
Keep going. No.
Don't worry. Yeah, so the dress, so I'm waiting for that to arrive. Fingers crossed it fits. If it's too big or too small, then I'm stuffed. So that's okay. We'll figure something out.
We'll get it in. We'll get it on.
We'll figure something out.
Got to get my suit as well. Mine seems to be the go. All right, have you been to a PCR event before?
Yeah.
I know. Look at you here.
Absolutely. Yes.
Look at you. Who are those two good-looking roosters either side here?
Well, you see, Alec, he is.
Yeah.
That
one there.
Yeah, that's right. Chika. He's a fighter. He does boxing. He is a legend. And then the other man to my other side, that's Toddy. And they're both going to be there supporting me. Yeah.
Very vocal, these two.
They are, and they're legends, as you can see.
You were at PCR 8, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Which was in September last year.
Yeah.
Some of the highest quality fighting I think I've seen. Because they're the ones that had the 9 months to train due to the COVID.
Yes.
And you were there supporting Josie Parfit.
Yes.
She fought against
Jackie
Toth.
Yeah.
Josie did very well. I know Josie didn't get the win, but you got to be proud of what Josie did.
Yeah, I was so proud. I think anyone that steps foot in the ring, you've got to be proud regardless because it's brutal and it's hard and you don't know what you're getting yourself into until you're actually in there. That's one of my other friends, Sophia, who just actually fought Jackie at Dragonfire. And
I did see that.
Sophia won.
On split decision, I believe
she
that
did,
was. Recently.
Just recently. So I'm very proud of Soph for winning. So
you were there. You got a connection to Jess, the worst nickname in PCR history,
Jessinator
Allen. She came in here dressed in what I know that I am quite harsh on her. She came in here dressed like a cheerleader or something. I thought, geez, Jess, what are you doing?
Jess and I have been friends for a very long time, actually. We're gym friends. We go way back for years and years of training. We don't train together now, but...
She trains at New Balance? No, next.
New Movement.
That's it.
New Movement.
Sorry, New Movement. I should have remembered that.
Yeah, so... but yeah, Jess's fight, I was like... super proud. Like, I didn't expect to see what I saw, and I actually think that she won that.
I'm not getting involved in that one.
But also, I just did some sparring with Marnie actually on the weekend. I was like,
mayhem.
Oh, she can punch quite hard actually.
She can.
Oh, and move. Oh, I was like, yeah. I was like, some days you want to get hit, and other days you just don't want to get hit. Like.
I do make fun of Jess a fair bit, but the way she was probably on the night, she for me was the most impressive.
Yeah.
From where I thought she was fighting against Marnie, who's a decent fighter. Jess did an outstanding job.
Honestly, it was amazing.
Kept coming.
Oh, she did so good. I was so proud of her.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was amazing. And I truly, hand on my heart, thought that she won that. Like, I really did. I thought she did such a good job. Josie's fight against Jackie, like, that was a bit different. Like, I actually was like, oh, my God, Jose. I was so worried about Jose in terms of, like, I thought, like, she was getting hit quite hard. And I was like, you know, when you start... You cringe because you don't want people to get hurt. People that you love, obviously, and so like I was like, I don't want her to get hurt. I don't want her, you know.
She held her own.
Oh, she did, 100%. Yeah. She's
Both
strong.
of those girls.
She's strong. I know because I know Jose can hit hard because we've trained together previously as well. So, yeah.
With the judges, I have said things before about the judges.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that, that's fresh water.
Is that for me?
Yeah, it was. I should have actually said that at the start. With the judges, I sat ringside and there was a couple of fights there where I scored it differently. I'm not saying which ones, but I scored it for a certain person, whether it be red or blue. Then I watched the fight back on the TV, and I scored it differently. I didn't realise how much sitting in different spots can affect what you see.
Oh, totally.
I was dead certain that a certain person won, dead certain. And then I thought the judges robbed that person. Then I watched it back and I was like, oh, no, these judges were right. And they're good judges.
Yeah.
They're good. I know I make fun of them all the time, but they do a better job than I could do.
Oh, yeah. Like, totally. Like, I think, with any judging, right, like, you have to be, you're doing it for the sport, but, like, there's times when, I've watched certain fights, not in terms of, like, the PCR, but in terms of other boxing stuff, and I'm like, that person definitely won. Like, what? They've just absolutely been given the cheap shot. Like, like, why, when they've done so well. But, yeah. They've got a tough job, the judges, and you can only hope that
there's no unconscious bias towards anyone.
Yeah, hope not.
Hope not.
I'm
not. I do sit on the fence. I know I've been joking this time around that I'm all team red. It's only because
are ya?
No.
Are you team red?
I'm neither team.
Get
I am
the fuck
neither.
out.
It's my house, man. I'll support the team. I'll support everyone, but I'll support the team that's behind. And Team Red are one behind in the overall total.
We're going for the 4-peat.
I know.
Did you hear that?
And how do you reckon you're going to go out of the 15 fights? 15-0?
So I was trying to, I'm still
15-0.
I'm actually still confused of who's fighting who and who's doing what and when everyone's fighting.
There we go.
I don't even know when I'm fighting.
There you go. You're 6. Sweet spot there.
Oh, I want it to be a bit earlier because I want to go out and enjoy myself.
Fight 6, there's 15 of them. If you go fight 6, you're going to probably miss Tom and Stefano's fight because you're going to be upstairs freshening up, and then you're going to come down looking snazzy in your new dress from Maya. It fits incredibly. That's made for you.
I hope so.
You're getting braids.
Well, my girlfriend, actually, she's coming to watch and she's a hairdresser, so she'll do my hair for me for the fight, and then I'm hoping just to zhuzh it some way after the fight for me to make it work.
Just take it out. Just take the plus out, and then it looks crimped.
Yeah.
And you're just stepping straight back into the 80s.
I love that.
Nice.
I love it. I have a crimper.
And have one of those dresses with a big puff on the shoulder.
Oh,
those things.
Amazing. Couldn't think of anything better.
I'll come out in a corduroy suit, just with a big mo, just looking pure 80s.
Wow. So look at this. Look at the. Let me have a look at the fights. So we've got Kerry and Carly.
Can you read that? There we go. It's a bit bigger.
Kerry and Carly.
Kick it off.
That's going to be good.
Quick prediction here. Let me guess. 15-0 to the blue. No, I don't actually predict. Here we go. Carly and Kerry. That's a good way to kick off.
Very different. I want your predictions.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely zero chance of that happening.
What?
On camera.
What? That's going to be that'll be a really, really good fight. Kerry's got some guts, and Carly's a really good mover, and she's actually a really good hitter as well. Sarah Cookie, she actually has some really hard punches. You wouldn't expect it. Like, she's punched me a fair few times recently, and I've been like, oh, that actually hit my head.
It's how evenly everyone's matched.
Yeah.
That's the beauty.
Yeah. Steph is amazing. Britt, good. Leah, amazing. I want Leah to get aggressive. I keep telling her, you need to be more aggressive.
I think she's got it in her.
She does.
I think she has, yeah.
Oh, 100%. Joe and Mason. I can't remember who Mason is. How bad's that?
Mason Moore's son is in here the whole time.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Man.
Yes, that's right. With his yes, he came just as Conor McGregor type thing. Yeah, legend. They got Marty and Phoebes, me and Case, Stefano, Tom, Taff. Oh, Taff. Taff is good. Do you know when you spar the boys, like when we were sparring the boys, Taff and probably Owen were the two guys that I was probably the most fearful of.
I think Drew's got something in him. I'm not saying he's going to beat Taff. I'm not saying he's going to win or lose. I'm on the fence with this one. But I think Drew's going to surprise some people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, in terms of Taff has his sort of MMA style, with his training, and so I'm always a little bit like him. He moves quite well. Daniel Day and Riley Ovens, that would be great. That's
housemates.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
I think I love that. Oh, Hendo. Go Hendo.
Go Hendo.
He trains the house down, and you know what? Good on him. How old is Hendo?
Hendo's 54, I think.
Yeah, amazing.
Great. Man.
Amazing. I think that people should look up to people like him. Serge and Sean. Don't know who Sean is. Can't remember.
Nathaniel and Luke Dos Santos.
Oh, that'll be good.
Look at these last 4. I'm excited for the whole card, I'll be honest. But you got the last 4. You got Nathaniel and Luke. You got Owen and Yavar, who has got a chin like I haven't seen. He got hit. He got hit that day I was there. That honestly, my jaw was sore, and he just took it and kept coming. I'm like, mate, you're in week 2.
Yeah.
What's happening? Wiley Scott and Alex Wright, that'll be a cracker.
Oh, so good. I had done a few pad sessions with Wiley because we know that he's the not orthodox? Not orthodox?
Southpaw.
Southpaw, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Southpaw. And anyone that fights a southpaws, it's hard. I know it's hard. But that's going to be really good because they're both super fit. Alex has trained their house down. He's been my motivation. Look, the way he trains, he gives it every bit of him at training is actually really inspirational. And then you have Ronnie
against Brezzy.
Oh,
what a way to finish!
What a way! That is going to be.
What is going to happen? Anything absolutely
can
anything can happen
I
with those two.
Brezzy, he's been training super hard as well.
He can hit hard.
I have a big soft spot for him. Yeah. He's hit me. Oh, he did punch me in my head. I think he gave me whiplash. I told him that, and I couldn't train for a day because I actually couldn't turn my head. But yeah, the boys, it's going to be great.
That's one where I think the longer that main event goes, I think it's going to slightly move in Ronnie's favour. Oh. But I think Brezzy, very few people that I've seen in the PCR have got the ability to end the whole night with one punch.
Well, that's anything's possible, right?
I don't know what's going to happen.
I think that's what I can't remember who told me. Was it Craig? He said to me, all it takes is one punch, and I said, yeah, you're right. That's all it takes.
Just in that sweet spot. What about the body shot to the liver?
I just got one.
Oh, how much do they hurt?
I just got one for my first one ever, and
lawn chair.
Dan had come in to help. When was it? Yesterday? Not yesterday. The day before. Got me, and I keeled over, and I cried, and Glenn was like, "Oh, get out of the ring, have some time." I was, it took my breath away, and I'm so sent. When you get sent, you're training really hard, girls would know. Get your period, you're more sensitive, any punch hurts. That hurt me, and it made me cry, but generally I wouldn't cry, so I'm just so sensitive at the moment.
They hurt.
And it hurts. Yeah,
they do hurt.
It's a surprise shot.
All right, back to PCR.
Okay, let's go.
You're going to be late for training.
Well, that's right. Glenn, sorry.
He's going to bite me. Okay, we'll sum these all up in one.
Oh, no, let's do it.
No, I'm just saying these next 2 questions.
Oh, yeah.
Being the big party girl you are.
Oh.
How have you gone with all your eating, your partying? Obviously, you said you're off alcohol.
Yeah, so, look.
You've trimmed down so much.
The scales, so I've kind of lost...
Scales are deceiving though.
That's right. So the scales for me, I've kind of have lost about 5.
Do you want me to bring up your original photo just to compare to how you are now?
Oh, yeah, please. Bring it up so everyone can see it. I'm just going to say that photo of me, I look like a behemoth. My arms look like the size of my thigh. And to be, in all fairness, I've always been a bigger gal, and I'm very proud of who I am, and I don't want to change me. But looking at those pics, like, they could have photoshopped it. Like, we don't look like who we are. That's all I'm going to say. However, so diet-wise, yeah, I've been more strict. I've been watching my calories and my macros, and a big shout-out to my girlfriend, Brooksy. So she's been helping me with my diet.
Brooksy.
Yeah. I used to train with Brooksy at their gym at the Scarborough Gym in Inaloo there, which they sold off to Big Daddy Brown, Lucas Brown.
Ooh.
So, so she's been helping me, and weekly I've been sending her through, like, if I'm dropping, if I'm not dropping, and I've been in a deficit for a lot of the weeks. I've pretty hard deficit this last week. I was trying to shift a little bit more because I had a personal weight that I wanted to get down to, a goal weight, but I don't think I'm actually going to get there. But in terms of where I am, I'm pretty stoked. Partying. So everyone who knows me knows I love to party. But I tell everyone now, like, I've grown up quite a lot. I'm in my mid-30s, so my partying isn't what it used to be. Sean would say to you, like, I'm the one that's in bed at like 2 o'clock in the, like, I've got like a curfew of like 2. He'll be the one that would stay up all night drinking whiskey until like 5 or 6 in the morning. But that's not me anymore. I'd rather be in bed, waking up feeling semi-okay. So food changes to weight and strength.
I'm just doing my job here. I'm going to turn that TV off if you keep looking up.
Okay, sorry.
You're right.
Okay. You go.
You keep going. Yeah, you answer the question you just asked yourself. Go ahead.
I would say weight-wise, so changes to weight. I already told you about my weight. I've lost about 5. But strength, well, I'm telling you what, I'm going to say my shoulders are killing me. Like, that deep-seated pain, like from just overwork.
A bad pain, or just like
it's not
muscular?
a good. It's no. It's not a good pain. And yesterday, I didn't want to punch the bag because we were doing bag sprints really, really hard, and I didn't want to punch the bag hard because I know that that's not good for my shoulders, and I didn't want Glenn to think that I'm not training hard, so I did it, and then I just feel they are killing me. They are killing me, and I need to like lay off boxing for months. That's what they need, but I know that I can't. So
I can see a lie when someone tells me. I can't believe you try. You had me sold there for a while. You really did, and. Everyone does it. I was thinking, geez, those shoulders, they must be 10. And I was thinking, here we go, 2 weeks out.
No, they've been sore.
Sure they have.
Honestly.
Sure they have.
Honestly.
Let me guess, you're not going to be able to throw a right hand on the night.
Wow.
Lies.
Wow. I'm always ready for the overhand for me because I'm terrible at throwing overhand. There you go. You can put that on in case there's one for you. I'm terrible. I won't be throwing overhands. Everyone
just brings their lies into here. I can't believe you had me going there for a while. I was actually concerned about your shoulders.
No. I have had some injuries, and that's just me.
Just niggles? Everyone's got niggles.
Niggles, like I've had surgery on my left wrist before. That's okay now, but yeah, definitely the right wrist hasn't been great, and so I've been strapping that pretty much since we started. Basically, it's been throbbing me. So that whole right side of my body isn't great. I'm
going to move on from injuries because you're just lying to me. You're wasting my time here.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm actually. I never lie. I'm a straight shooter.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Blue team. Jesus. Do you have any fears or concerns about the night itself?
I wouldn't say fears.
Because you've been to these events and you've obviously been there with it in the back of your mind that you may be fighting in one of these. So you would approach the night a touch different. You know all the glitz and the glamour and the hype and the energy that's behind it. So you're a touch prepared as well, aren't you?
So I think for me, like I'm not scared of many things, but or fearful of many things apart from moths and heights. But in terms,
Moths?
yeah, it's like a phobia. Yeah, I don't know why. It's anything that flaps.
So if a bug lands on you,
not so much a bug, but like birds, like because they flap and they come near you.
I don't
and
trust those things.
Nah, I don't. Yeah, butterflies. Like people love butterflies. Like, why would you like a butterfly? Ew. Moths. Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. Scary. But in terms of like you just need to be focused and disciplined, and if you've done that through your training, then you know that you'll give it your all and you'll be prepared. So doesn't mean that I won't be nervous. I think everyone will be nervous to some extent, and it's just about whether you can channel those nerves and do something good with them.
Spend some time in the ring during the day. You get to go down there about lunchtime.
Yeah,
just get in there. Yeah, it's really it's so beneficial.
Yeah, it's going to be
You staying at the Crown?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Couple nights. Can't wait.
Hello. Shawnee going to be there as well?
Shawnee's going to be there.
Nice.
He keeps telling me that he can't, he won't be able to watch the fight because he'll be too, on edge. So he reckons he's going to be there but not be there. I was like, mate, you can't come and not watch my fight. Like, you have to still support me. So, yeah, that's going to be
What
good.
do your family and friends say about you taking part in this?
So mum and dad, they're great. They've always supported me with my sport and my fights and all that sort of stuff. Their mum and dad actually aren't coming, but I told them I didn't want them to pay the X amount of dollars for tickets. I thought so I said, yeah, don't worry, you can support me. I know that you'll be there for support anyways. But all my friends, yeah, they've always supported me. They think, yeah, I'll tear in and have a good time. And
is there going to be a few nurses there?
So yeah, shout out to my nurse gals. They definitely will be there.
Those girls know how to party. If there's one thing I know about nurses is they know how to let their hair down.
So we do. So
point them out to me when you get there and say just avoid table 14 because that's full of nurses.
No. So the girls, not heaps of them, but definitely there'll be 4 nurses there, and then all my other friends, like as in terms of like high school, like childhood friends.
Oh, nice.
And also I'm still best mates with all of my girls from school, and my gym mates as well. So
it's going to be a fair crew there.
It's going to be a good crew. I'm
actually really excited for your fight. I really am. I get nervous before.
Do you?
We're commentating.
Yeah.
And I still get nervous with certain fights. I reckon I'm going to get nervous with the fight with you and Coach.
Oh.
So anyway, it'll be good.
It'll be good. Yeah.
How do you feel about being on Team Blue?
Oh, do you know what? I hoped that I probably was going to be on Team Blue, and people ask like, well, why do you hope that? I think I've always fought in blue corner, so I wanted to be on blue regardless. But it wouldn't have mattered even if I was on red, because I think you learn things from different coaches, right? So, I was happy either way, to be fair. So that's where, and if you're going to ask me, was I happy with my coach? Absolutely. Like,
I wasn't going to ask you.
Glenn's a legend, but Nigel's a legend as well. So I can't even remember when I met them both. I've met them both previously, when I've been out and about. I think the first time I met Glenn was at a PCR event actually, but not the one that we were talking about. There was one that I went to years ago, maybe a year or two ago.
At the convention centre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Bill, because Bill was reffing, and then I was chatting away because I think Renee was there as well, and I played touch rugby with Renee, so I started chatting away, and then Glenn was there and I started chatting to him and stuff like that. So it was just, that's when I met everyone. And then I met Nige out when I was I think I was on the piss, and I was telling him I want to go on PCR and this and that, and drunk Jenna was just having a good time. Yeah.
Both of them are great, and there's definitely benefits to being in each team. Like whichever team you're in, I think you're going to do well.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
You know your opponent, she's going to be Casey Groves, the Wild Rose Groves.
Yeah.
Now we're getting on to the good bit because you got to train in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Good luck getting there in time.
Yeah, I'll be late, but that's all right.
Okay, let's have a look here. What's your walkout music? Number 1.
Oh, you're going to love it. Def Leppard.
I know. Oh.
Pour some sugar on me.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Yes.
People don't appreciate this kind of music. You know the drummer's got one arm in Def Leppard? Did you know that?
No, but that makes me like more proud to pick it.
I'm dead serious. Have a look. Let's have a look at this video.
Oh. Yeah. Wow.
Is it from the start? You're coming out from the start?
Yeah, I haven't really picked it all, but... Nah. Is that live?
No, it's not. Don't you remember the full... It's got like a massive intro.
Yeah. Yeah, this part.
Listen.
Look at his hair.
Be your man.
So I'm basically...
Oh, this is great.
So I'm basically... And then, so that's going to be like that. My brother's like, Jenna, it sounds like a stripper song. Well, basically it is. So what I want Glenn to basically be like coming in and like throwing water around and stuff like that. And he's like, do you really want me to do that? Absolutely. It's all about the entrance, mate.
Oh, yeah. People don't... I'm glad you're doing that because people don't... People don't take that seriously when the walk-in is part of it. Like a lot of people seem to have their head down and walk straight to it. You got to put on a show. You got to give the crowd what they want.
Absolutely. Like I love it. Like anyway.
There's going to be water and everything getting thrown around.
I told Glenn I want him to do it. I told him I want him to do it. I basically would really like him to come in with his shirt off as well, with some sugar on him. But I don't know if he'll do it. I don't know if he'll do that. I haven't asked him yet.
You are 5'6". He's normally holding them together by 5'6". Have a look at him. At the start, he's in the suit, and as the night goes on, it gets more and more casual.
He by
the end, by the end of it, they're in him and Nigel's in t-shirts. By the end of it, that's an awesome song.
Yeah. So it took me a while to pick a song because to be honest, I probably wouldn't have even picked one. I would have just let someone pick it for me. Like that's what I've always done, pretty much. But and then my brother, like me, and we like spent the evenings like playing songs. This one didn't come up actually
because this is from about 88 from memory.
That's when I'm born.
I was going to say you would have been.
If that's 88, it's meant to be.
I believe it's from the album Hysteria, which was released in 89. I could be wrong. Let's have a look at this.
Yeah, well, I didn't. Yeah, it must have come on the radio, and I was just like, oh yeah,
oh yeah. So 87 from the album Hysteria.
Hey.
Hang on. Where are we? From the 1987 album Hysteria, and it was released in 98. I said I had it the other way around. Okay. So it was released in, so it was. What date's your birthday?
16th of March, 1988.
I was going to say, so you were, what were you? You were about 4 months old when Def Leppard dropped this bomb.
Boom.
All right, so you've got that. So you've got some great walkout music. Nickname. I didn't even know what it was. What's your nickname?
What?
I know. I was too busy looking at
Too busy looking at the red team's names.
I was too busy looking at the photo.
The photo.
You're going to have your cardboard cutout.
Too busy looking at. They can't look at anything else but the photo. I take up the whole page.
I know there's a lot to do. I'm just saying with the photos. I just think it'd be nice to have the photos taken. Say now. Get them knocked up in a week, done. I know that takes a long time to do it. I know people say, give them a back, Brad, but I'm just saying that they don't do you justice. Just saying.
I'm just saying
Tell me.
I do not like those photos. And I don't care. You can bring them up. show everyone.
I'm not going to show everyone. No, I can't show everyone. I got sent a link. I probably shouldn't have been sent this link to all your photos.
They make us look terrible.
What's your nickname?
Oh, the Infamous.
Oh, the Infamous.
Yeah. You're going to ask me why I picked that. So that was just my name that I had in my Muay Thai fights. So I'm sticking with it.
It's the Infamous, because I call them the Infamous Blue Team.
Jenna, the Infamous Greer. That's what I want him to do. Is
Dracula going to be introducing him?
That's what I want him to do. If he's going to do it, I want him to do it like that, mate.
Oh, yeah. Because that's what I call the Blue Team, the Infamous Blue and the Notorious Red.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you seen any of this stuff? Let's
Notorious.
Hang on, I should do it. The Infamous Blue, the Infamous Jenna, the Infamous.
That's right.
Very good.
That's right. And I didn't pick it because of that. So there you go.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
A lot of things happening.
Yeah.
Have you got plans for after this event's all said and done? Because you sound like a busy young lady.
Well, I think who was telling me the other day, like someone says, like, because you've been doing something so like strict and disciplined for such a long time, which is not a long time when you think of it, like when it's like 8 weeks, but like you need to then have something to go on to, because you might have that like feeling come down from it. But I've always trained, so it doesn't, like, training is not really much of a, like, it's a part of my daily Jenna anyways. But I think doing my uni would be on a priority list, because I haven't.
Not now. Not that you've got the link that I'm going to send you to ChatGPT.
It has not been on my priority list at all. Like, everyone knows that about me. I'm world's biggest procrastinator again. And just, yeah, work, and then holidays. I've got my friend's getting married in South Africa in November. It's a while away, but that is a big thing for me. We're doing
travel,
everything. So we're going on a safari. Can't bloody wait. She's having a baby in May as well, so got that to look forward to. So
you're busy.
Yeah.
You got so much. So you're going to have no dramas here, are you?
What do you mean?
You're going to have no dramas afterwards, because I know that some people have struggled with the come down afterwards, but you've obviously got the rest of the year planned out.
Oh, 100%, yeah. As long as I've got something to look forward to, like I said, then I'll be right. So, and I've got this this trip to South Africa, so that's going to keep me busy.
When are you going there?
That's November. And then Sean's best mate in Sydney, he's getting married as well, so we're heading across there.
You are travelling a lot.
Yeah, so we'll be busy bees. And need lots of money too.
Just take the belt with you. That can be that's it.
Take it as carry-on.
Yeah. No. Economy. No, first class right here. Here's the belt. Just show 'em. Have a seat just for the belt.
Talking about that, like getting off the subject, right? Like I know we were just about to wrap it up.
But, go, I don't care.
But in terms of talking about when I just flew, and we flew Emirates, and I was involved in some emergencies on the plane, and so then at the end, like I had to show my registration to prove that I was actually a registered nurse, and I was thinking, oh God, I never take my flimsy piece of paper with me on the plane ever. And so I was like, oh, hopefully I've got something. And then Sean was like, oh no, you sent me your rego once before, like the email that, you know, that it was approved and all that sort of stuff. I was like, oh, okay. So then I ended up showing them, because I wanted my email address, they wanted everything, like, and to show them the rego. So I took it up to the guy. And
did someone have a medical episode?
Yeah, 2 people actually on the plane, and I've never really done anything sort of in terms of outside of work, like emergency wise, and unless it's on a boozy night and you're like, I can help, I'm a nurse. But no, in terms of like, seriousness, it was like, it was pretty hectic. I thought the guy was actually having a heart attack, and I was like, there was me and this physiologist, and we were kind of like the only 2 that were medically sort of trained, apart from the cabin crew. But they I guess in terms of how they deal with things and how we deal with emergencies, like there was a lag because they then have to speak to like a medical officer.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, I want to cannulate him. I want to put some fluids up. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, his blood pressure was terrible. He was in not in a regular heart rate and stuff like that. And he looked shocking. And yes, and then they spoke to him, and then they came back, and it was just and in the end, he would have had to have gone. They took him up to first class, I think, or business class, and then I didn't know what happened. I think he would have had to have gone to hospital and stuff like that. But if I was on a plane and something happened to me, I'd be scared unless there was actually like a doctor or a nurse actually on there, because I don't know how good the cabin crew really truly are at their first aid and CPR and all that sort of stuff. I'd be scared. Anyways. So back to the Emirates story. I thought I was going to get upgraded. Like I had it. I was like,
oh yeah, you saved lives.
100%. I was like,
the captain should say, you want my seat.
100%. I thought they were going to roll out the red carpet. They got my email address, all this sort of stuff. And this was like on our flight over. So I was like, oh, imagine if they like put me on business on the way home. Like, oh,
business, first class, all the way.
Anything, right? I was like, anything. I was like so excited.
What Emirates do?
And so then I was really unwell flying home actually, and my partner and I we asked to go on business, so on the wait list for business class. Anyways, he got accepted and like I didn't. He paid for it, I didn't. So then I cried. So he let me have his business class because I was so sick.
Yeah.
And I've never heard anything from Emirates.
Really?
Never. So I never received an email. I never received anything.
You follow it up?
No. Well, what was I
follow up. Say, listen, I supplied this information. I just need for my own peace of mind. Can you please tell me where this information is being used? So he's just saying that, and then just give him a bit of a push.
Yeah.
So if you need, do you remember I saved lives on your plane? I stopped a. That wouldn't be good for their brand.
Don't know. I was shocked.
How long ago was this?
Oh, this is November.
Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to email Emirates and say, listen, a friend of mine was on a plane. Can you please tell me the name of the lady that helped her out and saved her life? Because this woman is a queen. So should I? Hey,
yes.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that from one of my many fake email addresses that I got going on. I'll do that.
Please.
I will.
Oh, please.
I'm dead serious. I am dead serious.
Because anyone who's flown business or first class will know.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like.
Oh, that's done. Consider that done. I'm not joking.
Thank you.
See the stuff I do normally.
Really?
You don't want to know.
Cheeky.
Nah.
Cheeky.
Mate, that's about it.
Yeah, great.
2 hours 11. Jeez, we have gas bagged a bit today.
Yeah.
You've got 7 minutes to get to training.
I reckon. Oh, yeah.
It's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen, is it?
Nah.
So I might just train by myself.
Maybe.
Go do some sprints. Because that's what I said, like, rest these shoulders.
These injured shoulders.
Honestly, they're so bad.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe the word that comes out of your mouth.
So Glenn's like, I don't care what you guys do, but as long as you're just, training hard. So I'll be doing sprints or something then.
Sure you will. Jenna, it has been a delight this morning to have you in here.
Thank you.
If you did rock up at 8 o'clock this morning on time.
On the dot. On the dot.
Mate, I want to wish you all the best for the event, which is coming up in 12 days from now. I can't wait. I'm actually really pumped for this fight with you and Case. But all the best for the fight, and afterwards, like I put it out to everyone, if you want to come back in here and tell me about the experience afterwards, you are more than welcome to come on in here. We'll write that email to Emirates together.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, mate.
Thanks for your time. I'll see you soon.
Cheers.